Hello everyone and welcome to another review video, and this time it's a review of the LEMEGA IR1 internet radio. Now I've split the review into two parts this time. If you want to go and click in the top right, you'll see the unboxing and the initial configuration, but staying here you'll see the full functional review and the demo. Hope you enjoy it. The official title for this device is the LEMEGA IR1 digital radio, but that simplistic title belies the real functionality of this little radio. Because along with DAB functionality, you can use it for standard FM reception, as a Bluetooth speaker, and its main selling point is that as of August 2020, it's the cheapest internet radio you can buy online. Now it's also fair to say that I know very little about LEMEGA. There is no company of a similar name registered in the UK, and their website doesn't give us anything of interest, apart from a paragraph about how a group of tech-loving audiophiles from around the world got together to develop amazing audio products. Yes, I suspect it's another made-up marketing story. Actually, their website is a bit of a letdown as well, really, because there are broken links and images all over the place, and the odd link which goes to something entirely in Chinese. But let's not prejudice anything before we've actually reviewed the radio. On the front we have, well, pretty much, we have everything really. On the left we have a single mono speaker, and on the right we have the colour screen, two lines of buttons, and the knob which acts as an on-off switch. When pressed or when turned, it becomes a volume or option selection switch depending on the context you're in. Now on the back we have a telescopic antenna, a USB power socket and a 3.5mm headphone jack. I can also tell you that although the speaker on the front is obviously mono, being that there's only one of them, the headphone jack happily outputs the audio in stereo. Now the power options of this radio puts portability at its heart, so you have a number of ways of doing this. You can use 4 AA batteries, or you can use the USB socket, either via a mains adapter included in the box, or via a power bank, which is what I'm using for the duration of this review. In fact, using a power bank means that you'll be happily able to take it camping without you having to worry about running out of juice. And if you want to see everything you get in the box, well, I've done a quick unboxing video, and that's available via the link in the top right hand of the screen, or I've also put it in the description. And finally, before we get on with reviewing the functionality, let's quickly discuss the build quality. And you know what? Well, it's fine. It's perfectly adequate. It's made of a hard plastic. There's no expensive texture effects on the case or anything like that. It just appears fairly robust, and that it might even handle being accidentally knocked off a table once or twice. It's perfectly adequate. It doesn't rattle. It's built to a price point, and it's just fine. Now let's get on with the review, and I need to start by telling you that it's another radio based on the Frontier Smart Technology chipset. And if you don't know about them, click on the link above to a video I did earlier that has some information. Needless to say that the screen layout will be similar to many other internet radios on the market, although in this case the text is mostly amber on black rather than the usual white on black, which to be honest I find a little less glaring. Unfortunately, it also means that it does not auto dim the display, but you can set a timer to switch off the backlight for up to 3 minutes, and also set a 3-level display dimmer setting for when in standby or powered on mode. In standby, you will see on the display the date, time, and any of 2 alarms that are set, along with the wireless signal displayed in the bottom right. Switching on the radio is a simple quick press on the multifunction rotary dial, and it should take you to the last channel that was playing before you turned it off, be that FM, DAB, internet streaming or Bluetooth. Now this would seem to be a perfectly good point to talk about the listening options available in this radio, and it's fairly limited, it has to be said, but you'd probably expect that in a portable and for this price. The source button leads you to 4 options: internet radio, DAB, FM and Bluetooth. And I'll start with the last one, Bluetooth. For the avoidance of doubt, this option treats the radio as a speaker. It does not allow and will not allow you to attach Bluetooth headphones or any sort of listening device to it. It's simply a destination for your streaming audio. To get that to work is fairly easy. The name appears as LEMEGA IR1 on the device you wish to connect to. In this case, it's my phone, and you pair it as normal. After that, any audio you play on your phone streams automatically to the LEMEGA. You can use the forward and reverse buttons to skip a track either in the forward or reverse directions. Or you can use the play button to toggle between playing or pausing the music stream. Finally, for the Bluetooth section, you can press the menu button and navigate to the Bluetooth information area where you can see things like the status, the friendly name of the device, and what is connected to it via Bluetooth. Now, that's pretty much all there is to Bluetooth part of the radio. It seems to give a fairly good representation of music being streamed, and all of the functions work well. So let's move on to the old stalwart, FM. You may say, why would I want to spend money on an internet radio if I'm listening to FM? But let's just say you do take this away camping or in a caravan or a boat and you don't have any 3G, 4G signal, you'll be glad of FM reception. However, you won't be getting much FM reception on the LEMEGA because it's very poor in this respect. Firstly, what you should know is that I live about 8 miles from one of the major transmitting stations in the UK called Pontop Pike. The BBC national stations are being pumped out of this transmitter at 250 kilowatts, so in most cases we don't need any antennas to receive BBC Radio 1, 2, 3 or 4 here. Unless you're using the LEMEGA actually, because you absolutely need to have an aerial fully extended on this to pick up anything, and even when you do, you will get interference throughout. So the first station is BBC Radio 2 and it comes in very scratchy with no RDS signal, and this is duplicated on all the channels up the dial. Normally strong signals come in very poorly on this device. Now you can use the option to choose to listen to strong signals only or all signals, but to be honest, you're not going to hear much difference. Well, at least I didn't. So you certainly aren't buying the IR1 for its FM capabilities. Now, on to the DAB functionality, and I have to say it is better than the FM side of things, but only just. You do need to still extend the aerial fully, and it is very susceptible to polarization, and by that I mean whether the aerial is straight up and down or angled sideways. But you will have a reasonable chance of getting these stations at least in full clarity, which already makes it a better option than receiving FM. Although if you're in a poor area for reception, well, I still wouldn't be that optimistic. And that leads us on to the last function, the real reason you would buy the IR1, and that's internet radio capabilities. And with this, you'll be pleased to know, as long as you've got a Wi-Fi signal, and that could be a tethered connection with your mobile phone or a standard wireless router, you shouldn't have any issues. For the last part of this video, we're going to come to the sound demo. What I'm going to do to test the output of this device is to play some speech and some music at different volume levels so that you can hear an idea of what is coming out of the speaker. Now my test rig is to set up the Zoom H1N recorder on a mini tripod and place it directly in front of the radio, and this should hopefully capture that good and the bad of the frequency response. Obviously there are some flaws in this method. Any background noise in the room will also be picked up by the microphone, and I'll try and keep this noise to a minimum, but I don't know any other way of semi-accurately recording what your ears will hear for obvious reasons. Plugging in a cable into the headphone jack won't give you this. Now, let's go into what you'll hear in the demo. And first you'll hear some orchestral music, then some classical piano, some contemporary music, and then finally some speech radio. And I'll start the playback of each clip at the mid volume level of the radio and then move it to the maximum volume. So you should be able to hear when I do this, but I'll also caption it on screen. And without further ado, let's hear what this radio sounds like.
Azeri troops. The findings back up a report by the investigative website Bellingcat. One video appears to show the capture of 2 Armenian men in the town of Hadrut. A second video seemingly shows them being shot dead in the town's park with their hands behind their backs. Grigor Atanesian from the BBC's Russian service has examined the footage.
These 2 clips, there's a lot of evidence that these are new. This is not recycled content as others have been. There's also a lot of circumstantial evidence like accents of the soldiers in the videos and the identities of the people in the videos as well. We talked with the military experts who have seen executions in real life and in videos, and they say that it's genuine.
The president of Poland, Andrzej Duda, has tested positive for coronavirus. A senior government official said President Duda was fine and consulting the medical authorities. It comes as Poland wrestles with a record surge in cases. Adam Easton reports from Warsaw.
Poland's 48-year-old president took a routine test on Friday after he gave an award to the country's teenage French Open tennis champion Iga Świątek and visiting Warsaw's National Stadium, where work has started to set up a temporary hospital. He was wearing a face mask during both events. Poland's public health service is struggling to cope with record daily infections and deaths. From Saturday, gatherings of more than 5 people are banned and restaurants and cafes are closed. Children must be accompanied by an adult when outdoors, and the over 70s are being urged to stay at home.
The 2 populous US states of Florida and New York start early voting today as Americans smash records for the casting of early ballots. President Trump is expected to vote in Florida later, joining more than 50 million Americans who've done so already.
So that's the demo, and apart from adding a small amount of compression just to stop it clipping the audio, it's exactly how it sounded in the room. Now from my point of view, it's fairly obvious that the bass response is hugely lacking, and there was a weird resonance when the piano track was being played. But it wasn't so bad really. At least you could handle the full volume in each case without distortion. What did you think? Tell me in the comments below. Anyway, that's all for the moment. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you click like, subscribe and the little dingy bell, you'll be notified of more videos when I post them. Thanks for watching.